When my dad died,
Mm.
um, February 17th, 2018. Um, he passed in the hospital. I remember the next day, my best friend and I, at my mom's request, started clearing out his things. And I remember I packed up his shoes in one trash bag. Like he had 12 pairs of shoes. And we started clearing out the other things. And long story short, we literally got rid of his belongings, not erasing who he is, right? But we got rid of the things that he used to wear, packed them, took them to the Goodwill, and back home in less than 2.5 hours. And my dad was always a very simple person anyway. He was always like, you only need two pairs of shoes, a black pair and a brown pair. He was that kind of guy. He was never into debt, right? He just lived simply. He was always, focused on what do you actually need. You know, wants are cool, but like as long as you have the things you need, you're good. And so for me, I looked at my house at the time and I was, I had looked at it before, did some purging like I told you earlier, but that really to me was the moment where I really took a harder look at what do I have and what do I want to leave behind. And I say that from the perspective of, like I said, we packed it all up 2.5 hours later, we're back at the house. I always look at my time, all of our time is finite on this earth, right? And sometimes you, when you have a lot of stuff sometimes and people have to clean it up or go through it after you're gone, it can create some feelings of resentment even sometimes because people are like, oh my gosh, there's like all this stuff. And it's a lot of time that people spend trying to go through your stuff. They don't really know what's important. They don't know, where things are even sometimes. And so for me, I've just, embarked on living my life simply, or simpler, to the point where when my time comes, my siblings or whoever has to come in and, pack it out. They can do it without having to feel like, oh shoot, she had this crazy office that was packed with things miles high. So being more organized, that was another thing. My dad, when he passed, I mean, he was doing this obviously for years before, but he had a list. I know like now there's a lot of systems out there you can use, but it was just he had typed it up on a piece of white paper, but he had like all the account numbers, all the, investment things that he had. And it just made life simpler. Like when I settled his estate, I did it pretty quickly because it was already there. And so that gives you like a peace of mind, right? It gives you, it doesn't create overwhelm. It doesn't create stress because, somebody made it easier for you. And so I always think of myself and I encourage people, make it easier for the people that you leave behind.